Hi, my name is Sarah Danaher, and I'm the Jenkins MBA admissions recruiter. Thank you so much for joining us for our first ever Jenkins MBA Spotlight series. Whether this is your first episode or your 10th, we're really happy you're here. Today, my colleague, Riley Hutchison, Assistant Director of Admissions, and I will be sharing with you some stories and experiences from some of our amazing students and alumni. This 10-part, 5-week series will feature interviews, personal success stories, as well as first-hand tips and tricks for admission. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you everyone for joining us once again for another episode of our Jenkins MBA Spotlight interview series. Once again, I am here with Sarah Danaher, the Jenkins MBA admissions recruiter, and joining us we have Derrick Davis. So Derrick, would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, your work industry, and maybe any fun facts if there's anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, thank you so much, Riley. So my name is Derrick Davis. I currently work at Bank of America, where I'm part of their MBA Leadership and Development program. Currently, I'm working as a Assistant Vice President in Consumer Investments and Initiatives, where I'm kind of working on the strategic side of the consumer investment platform and kind of help develop changes that kind of better our customers' lives and better their investment offerings. So fun fact about myself is that I joined the Jenkins MBA program only 1 year after undergrad, and currently studying for my CFA.
That's fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I do remember you are a full-time student in our program and actually the youngest one of your class, which is kind of cool, a fun fact in and of itself. And speaking of the full-time program, could you tell us a little bit about how you heard about Jenkins, since I don't believe you're an NC State alum from undergrad?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not a NC State undergrad alumni. However, through football recruiting, I was considering NC State as one of the choices for undergrad, and because of that, my mother, for some reason or not, she's always had strong ties to NC State and kind of always pushed me to go that way. So when I was looking for a grad school program, it came down between NC State and a couple other programs, some of which were further away, which didn't make a lot of sense at the time. But NC State really intrigued me because of the ability to complete the one-day MBA program, and because of my performance at undergrad, I was able to waive some qualifications, which really enticed me at the time.
Most definitely. And you've kind of started to touch on this by mentioning 1 day to MBA, but I know the application process was a little while ago, but what do you remember about your experience applying to the MBA program and the application process as a whole?
Yeah, so like I mentioned previously, I joined the program via the 1 day to MBA application process, which is kind of cool. It was where you apply if you're qualified and you get invited to an interview, you conduct the interview, and then you find out if you get in or not within 24 hours, which kind of enticed me because one of the most, like I say, heart-wrenching processes of the admission process within other programs was the long wait after you submit your application or you do your interview. With this, there was a hard deadline, so I kind of knew within 24 hours it would be a yay or nay, which was very enticing to me. Like I said, it was a lot less stressful. But I did the 1 day to MBA program. I conducted an interview with a admissions advisor or a counselor, and after that, I heard back within 24 hours.
That's fantastic and a huge benefit to our program because, like you said, it definitely takes that stress off your shoulders. So once you had heard back within that 24 hours, what ultimately made you decide to choose Jenkins?
So what made me decide Jenkins was it was kind of the perfect opportunity. I have younger siblings, so I was still in a position where I didn't want to go too far from home because I still wanted to come back and kind of see them and hang out. But also I wanted to get a world-class education. I believe that NC State allowed me to do both. So it allowed me to be within a 2-hour drive to home and also get a world-class education within finance and general business and learn from there. But what really enticed me to NC State was just the career opportunities. The thing that I did a lot of research on, whether it be this program or various other programs I was considering, was their placement rate. Because coming from undergrad, I would say our business school didn't really have the best career management program, or one at all actually. So that was one thing that's very enticing to me was there was a career management team and multiple people to help out just for the MBA program.
Hmm. And in terms of career placement, did you always know you wanted to work in the finance industry, or was that something you discovered during your MBA program?
So I always knew I wanted to work within the finance industry. Prior to B school, I worked in Charlotte at an investment firm as well. So I knew I wanted to stay within the industry. I just wanted to learn more about finance as a whole and more business acumen overall to kind of sharpen my skill set. So one day when I would become a manager, I would already have those skills in place. I wouldn't have to go back to school. So I know a big thing for me was um, if I don't think I was in a position to where I would come back to school after being out for 3 or 4 or 5 years. That's why I made the decision to go back right after grad school, which was kind of a gamble. I was very nervous going into the career management process because I didn't have a lot of full-time work experience. But through the help and the great individuals within the career management team, I was able to find an internship very early on, and kind of just take the internship and run with it and got a full-time offer from it.
I love that. And diving right into it, could you tell us a little bit more about your role at the Bank of America and kind of how the Jenkins MBA and career team prepared you to launch your career?
Yeah, of course. So my role at Bank of America is, like I said earlier, I'm part of the Leadership and Development Program, which is a 2-year rotational program where I complete 2 1-year rotations within various aspects of the consumer realm of the bank. Um, and then after that 2 years, I'll place out into a full-time role. The career management team really, I owe this whole experience to the career management team. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get this role. From preparing me for the interviews to preparing me how to walk me through your resume and just the things that you don't know, look from the outside looking in on what recruiters look for when you fill out an application, or the computer software that you don't know about. So the career management team really helped me out in that aspect of making me aware of those situations, preparing me, whether that be mock interviews or mock career fairs, or even giving me the opportunity to go to real life MBA career fairs.
100%. And aside from all of the career resources, from the academic standpoint, were there any special classes or projects that you worked on that really stood out to you or that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, so I think a project that I really enjoyed and a class I really enjoyed was my equity investments class. During this class, we had the opportunity to kind of act like portfolio managers where we went in and we all got to get in groups of classmates, fellow MBA students, and you got to pick a company within the SunTrust Fund, which is a student-run investment fund for the school, and you kind of got to manage that and kind of got to do the analysis, the financial mock-ups, and analysis to whether you would whether buy more of that stock, hold it, or eventually sell it. And you had to do all the analysis behind it, and then also present. So that was one of the best classes and best experience that I had, just because that's a real life example of how stuff will work out in the real world, which is very valuable for me in my current role and previous roles in the future.
Most definitely. It sounds like that was a really, really helpful class.
So, Derek, could you tell us a little bit about the format of your classes? Did you get the chance to take any evening or online classes while you were in the program?
Yes. So first semester was all in person during the day classes, and then my second semester was when we actually got to choose the classes that we would like to take. And me personally, I like the freedom of doing what I like to do during the day, whether it be working out or studying or whatever activities I'd like to do. So I that semester I chose a lot of night classes. So I got to interact with a lot of people from the night program, which was very good because were professionals in the community in the RTP area, which gave me a diverse learning experience as well. And then throughout my time at Jenkins, I also got to take some online classes. And then obviously halfway through my last semester, because of the COVID, everything kind of went remote. So during my time at Jenkins, I kind of got to experience each format, which is very valuable because it kind of geared me up for the current situation that we're in right now, where everybody's working remote.
It's very true. Very, very true. That's one silver lining of the pandemic, is it has allowed us all to kind of flex the technological muscles we haven't used previously or haven't used in a while.
Definitely. And gain those additional networking opportunities that you didn't even think were possible in your platform.
It's very true. Well, Derrick, the last question that we have for you is there anything else that you would like to add about your experience? Any tips, tricks, or things that you wish you had known from the beginning?
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything that I would particularly add to my experience. Like I said, I had a great experience at Jenkins my 2 years there. Learned valuable lessons, made lifelong friends. Something that I would advise to students that are applying or students that are coming into the program is just try to focus on the things that if you know what you want to do after the program, kind of focus on those and kind of honing those skills, because the first part of the program, whether it be online, in person, or not, you're going to be feeding through a fire hose. So it's going to be a lot. So kind of just learn what you can learn and focus on what you really want to learn. And from there, you're able to develop your business skills throughout the 2 years or 3 years, depending on your format. And you'll be able to take those key skills into your next role and your job. And another thing is, I would really focus on learning as much as you can from the career development teams. Like I said, they're world class. I think very highly of Bev and her whole team. They helped me tremendously, and I try to help them out back when I can. So yeah, the biggest thing I would say is just trying to hold on to the skills that you want to learn, and then also learn as much as you can from career development, whether it be tricks or tips, and then definitely attend career fairs, because that's where a lot of opportunities are given.
Most definitely. Well, Derrick, thank you so much for your insight, your tips and tricks, and spending some time with us today. So if you hang on just 1 second, you're going to see a contact information screen for Sarah and I and some other admissions committee members, as well as Derrick's contact information. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us with any questions that you have. But stay tuned. We have 4 more episodes of the Jenkins MBA Spotlight interview series coming up. So thank you for joining us once again, and we hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.